Hello and welcome to the Miami Sports Update. My name is Andrew Relvas. We appreciate you for tuning in. It's been busy over the past couple of weeks for both Miami men's and women's basketball teams. First, let's take a look at the women's team. The Redhawks are having a great season and entered last weekend with a 15-7 overall record and 6-5 in the MAC play. On Saturday, they headed to Kent to take on the Kent State Golden Flashes in a crucial conference matchup. Miami lost their last matchup to Kent State 63-77 3 weeks ago, and we're looking for a big bounce-back win. The red and white definitely brought their A game as they entered halftime trailing 27-32. The Redhawks stormed ahead in the third by outscoring the Golden Flashes 24-8. This momentum would help them propel to a huge victory of 64-62 on the road. The Redhawks improved to 15-8 overall and 7-5 in the MAC and are on a 4-game winning streak. Angelina Gonzalez and Maya Chandler each scored big with 18 in a huge win. Miami's next game will be against the Akron Zips on the road tonight at 6 p.m. Checking in on the men's team, Miami is off to their best start since the 1998-99 season. The Redhawks entered Tuesday evening with a 19-6 overall record and 10-2 in MAC play. In its last game, Miami took on the Eastern Michigan Eagles in Ypsilanti for a midweek matchup. This was a game in which the red and white started out slow and trailed Eastern Michigan 35-23 at the half. Miami shot 27% from the floor and 2 of 15 from 3 after the first 20, but looked to dig themselves out of a deficit. This unfortunately wouldn't be the case as the Redhawks trailed by double digits for the majority of the second half. They did make it closer at the end, but Eastern Michigan would wound up winning 66-76. With that, Miami drops their second game in a row and falls to 19-7 and 10-3 in the MAC. The Redhawks shot 23% from deep. Ian Elmer led the charge with 19 points and 3 rebounds. Miami's next matchup will be at home on Friday versus the Kent State Golden Flashes on CBS Sports Network. The game starts at 8, but make sure you show up early for Love, Honor, Care-themed giveaways. With this huge game coming up on Friday, let's take a look inside Miami basketball. Hello and welcome to the Miami Basketball Update. My name is Andrew Relvas. Thanks for tuning in. For the Miami Redhawks men's basketball team, they had an excellent season. To start off, the red and white set a season record for wins with 25 and finished the year 25-9. The Redhawks were second of 12 in the MAC and had a great run in the conference tournament over the weekend. In Cleveland, Miami took down the Eastern Michigan Eagles 81-75 in round 1 on Friday. Cam Kraft led the Redhawks by scoring 24 points and made 6 of the 12 three-pointers in Game 1. Round 2 was another classic as it saw Miami defeat the Kent State Golden Flashes 72-64. Peter Suter and Cam Kraft both were cooking as they combined for 40 points and an 8-point victory. Finally, in the championship game, Miami was bested by the Akron Zips 76-74. In that game, the Redhawks were up by 18 in the first half, but unfortunately went dry for the final 5 minutes. Miami had a chance to win it with just 30 seconds left and tied 74-74, but Evan Ipsaro missed a close layup with 6 seconds left, and this led to a last-second layup from Akron's Nate Johnson to give the Zips the win and their second MAC championship in a row. Miami falls just short of going to the NCAA tournament and won't be in any other postseason tournaments. The Redhawks last made March Madness 18 years ago, so the drought will continue for at least another year. Despite the end result, this was a really exciting season for the red and white. Miami is expected to retain a lot of talent that they had this year and should be even better next year with a strong recruiting class. Only time will tell how the Redhawks will turn out next year, but one thing is certain, the basketball hype is back in Oxford for the first time in a long time, and a sleeping giant in the MAC has finally awoken. Thanks so much, and now let's turn it over to Zoe with sports.
We've got Toledo versus Akron. Appreciate you for tuning in. My name is Andrew Relvas. Happy to have you along for the ride. The tip is up, and we are underway. Toledo nearly won it for a moment before the Akron Zips, and Seth Wilson controls it. They'll move from right to left. Tavari Johnson races to the cup, puts up a right-handed layup. That comes up short. and they get another chance. Nate Johnson, left wing three, it's good. A second chance finish for the Zips, and Akron leads 3-0 here in the first. A 3-0 start for the Akron Zips. Here's Sam Lewis, passes in the corner to Sony Wilson. Wilson back on the left side for Bryce Ford for double team. This Akron defense is really stout. Back to Wilson, then back up top to Javen Simmons drives inside with the lefty layup. It's good for him. And the Toledo Rockets trail 3-2 here in the first. 1 minute has passed, 19 minutes left to go in the first half. Isaiah Gray, the Cornell transfer, on the right wing, looking for a screen, finds Tavari Johnson on the far corner. Johnson goes inside to James Okonkwo, back up to Gray, back over Johnson. Corner three for Wilson, it's good. Seth Wilson splashes home a three, and it's 6-2 Akron. Back-to-back three-pointers from the Zips. Travel on the opposite end by Sam Lewis. All alone in the corner, was going to shoot a wide-open, uncontested three-pointer, but a turnover on the Toledo Rockets gives it back to the Zips. Zips have started out 2 for 2 from deep. That has been a recipe to their success this year, shooting about 36% from deep on the season. Tavari Johnson goes down low to James Okonkwo. Swings in the corner, Isaiah Gray for three. It's good! 3 straight three-pointers from the Akron Zips, who are clicking on all cylinders here in the opening moments. What a start for the Zips. Gray, Wilson, and Johnson all with three-pointers to give the Zips a 9-2 lead here in the first 2.5 minutes. Working inside the post, Javen Simmons. Near post, puts up a shot, gets a friendly roll to fall, and Simmons cuts the Zips lead to 5. It's 9-4, 17:40 left to go in the first. Tavari Johnson passes on the right side, gives it to Wilson, then back to Johnson. Tavari Johnson up top, finds James Okonkwo, swings it down low. Here's Nate Johnson, the MAC Player of the Year, all alone inside the paint. His layup off the glass and in for 2 is good. And the Zips lead 11-4, 17-17 left to go in the first. Down low on the baseline, that was Sam Wilson trying to swing it inside the paint, but he stepped out of bounds, and that'll be a Toledo turnover. So turnover on Sony Wilson, and the Zips will control it on the offensive zone. 4 or 5 from the field so far are the Akron Zips, and 3 for 3 from deep. Tavari Johnson, right wing, gives it on the left side. A left wing three. This one short from Wilson. The rebound. They're going to rule this one off of Akron's Seth Wilson. Sam Lewis was right there to push the basketball off of Wilson out of bounds, so it'll be Toledo basketball here in the first. 16:58 left to go. A couple of substitutions here for Akron. Tamani Lyles and Shama Scart checking in for Akron. 16:48 left to go. The Rockets trying to get the offense going. They feed on the left side. Bryce Ford, a left wing three. That's short. The offensive rebound, though, right back to Sam Lewis, who tapped it out of bounds off of Shama Scart. And it'll be Toledo basketball. Shama Scott, the senior from Cleveland, Ohio, went to nearby Shaker Heights High School. Working inside the post, here's Isaiah Adams, fading away, left elbow jumper. That one is blocked by Johnson. Nate Johnson gets a huge block, and it gives Akron a chance to work on the offensive zone. Right wing three from Tavari Johnson. It's money. 14-4. Akron leads. A really fast start here in the first for the Akron Zips. Nearly another turnover forced by Isaiah Gray in front of this Akron bench. Isaiah Adams lost the basketball on the right side, or excuse me, on the left side of the court. but it last touched off of Gray and Akron. A 10-point lead for the Akron Zips. Really found their stride here early. Working up top, here is Sony Wilson. Sony Wilson drives on the right side, double team, searching for any possible passing options. He eventually finds Isaiah Adams, who drives inside the paint, puts up a shot, and a foul will be called, blocking on Isaiah Gray. With that, we will take a media timeout with 15:56 left to go. It's Akron 14, Toledo 4. You're listening to the Mid-American Conference Tournament on Red Hawk Radio. Stay with us here from Cleveland. We'll welcome you back to the top half of the 8th inning with Toledo leading 9-6 here at McKee Field at Hayden Park, home of the Miami Redhawks in Oxford, Ohio. It'll be 9-1-2. Brandon Luchik, Kaden Konzak, and Charlie Chauvin to face Carson Byers. Byers fires in a first pitch fastball down the middle. It's 0-1. For Carson Byers, this is his 3rd inning of work. He's thrown 24 pitches, 3 hits, 1 earned run. He's looked effective. Faced 9 batters as well. Back-to-back strikes down the middle, and Brandon Luchik is behind 0-2. Redhawks trailing the Rockets 9-6 in the 8th. The 0-2 pitch, a little chopper over to second. Buzzio throws to Applewick to first in time, a 4-3 putout for the first out here in the 8th.
Right fielder, number 7, Kaden Konzak.
So 3 pitches, and that's the first out. Brandon Luchik retired. With that, the lineup flips over for the 5th time today. Kaden Konzak due up. He is 1 for 4, had himself a solo shot, home run back in the 3rd. First pitch he sees, he grounds it on the left side past a gap between Baker and Buzzio. So that'll be a 1-out single for Kaden Konzak, who gets another hit, and he keeps this Toledo train rolling in the 8th. For Toledo, 2 runs in the 1st, 3 runs in the 3rd, 3 runs in the 5th, and 1 run in the 7th. They've really spaced out their runs and trying to steal this final game of a 3-game set between the Redhawks and the Rockets. Charlie Chauvin takes the first pitch strike on the off speed, 78 miles an hour down the middle. Charlie Chauvin today, 1 for 4, had himself a double in the 3rd. Takes another strike, 86 mile an hour fastball, and Chauvin is quickly behind on Carson Byers, 0-2. Byers, the lefty, winds in, delivers home, and Chauvin pops this one up, skies it on the right side into foul ground. Applewick under it to make the catch, calling everybody off. And there are 2 away here in the 8th. So 2 outs and a runner at first. That'll bring up Troy Sudbrick to the altar for Toledo. Sudbrick is 1 for 4, also a double. Got that one back in the 1st. A flyout, a strikeout, and a groundout for Sudbrick, the 3-hitter for the Rockets. Runner going, the Redhawks have him in a pickle. From Applewick to Buzzio, they gunned down Kaden Konzak, who ran early. He is thrown out to end the Toledo threat in the 8th. And that'll end the Toledo half of the 8th inning in a positive note for the Redhawks. They keep him quiet. Carson Byers does his job, and we will head to the home half of the 8th inning with the Redhawks having some catch-up to do if they want to sweep the series between the Redhawks and the Rockets. You're listening to Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. It's Toledo 9, Miami 6.